against Akali top. They actually won the 8 jungler with Yone, like the Maokai I mentioned earlier. So the dual flex pick gives them a lot of leeway here.
They have a lot of options. I really love this draft with 100 Thieves. It is a risky one, depending on how the early game would go. If you have like an Akali top, you better be able to defend it. Game 2 was awful when it came to that, but it feels like they've been learning their lesson.
I think something like decent, if it was open, would have been as good as picking, you know, a bit more front lines, vision control with the Maokai, some engage, some CCs, what they need. So make sure that Yone and Akali actually stick on the targets. So I like it from 100 Thieves. Their comp is very well-rounded so far.
Nerf Yunara's Ven, thoughts?
I thought it was very bad after the nerfs. It feels like a champ that relies so heavily on high base stats, and having those nerfs and the E duration down by 1.5 seconds and the move speed down by a little as well is a pretty heavy nerf, but in a later series, you can't really be that choosy, so I think it's not bad. FBI doesn't have a lot of champions left to play here.
Yeah, I see Lulu banned in the LCK when Yunara is locked, but that was pre-nerf Yunara.
He could go 6, but it would be very AP heavy, which doesn't seem too good for them, so... I mean, it's been like before.
It's another one of these comps from BKS that doesn't have strong engage. The Trundle Pillar with the Rise Ultimate is pretty much all they have outside of just strong fighting stats.
Of course.
And Jin's build that pairs pretty well with 2 divers. So the cohesion for me from 100 Thieves, this is a very comfortable competition outside of the Dokkan call. That's the big clutch pick that I need to be able to see succeed.
I think they were kind of hoping to pick that one themselves, like Gwen. Like they did before against C9, for example.
Feels very difficult for VKS to interact with 100 Thieves comp, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're not gonna be able to find a pick on towards Jin. Akali is gonna be difficult if you're diving alongside like a Maokai ulti or Yone ult. It's difficult without any lockdown.
The most important thing in this game, I think, will be side lanes. The Rise, the Yone, the Akali, the Gwen, someone's fist fighting on side lanes, someone's pushing power, whoever is winning this one side lane will be for the more
Yeah. 100 Thieves down 2-1 in the series. Dokkan has a 500 career record on the Akali, but it's going to make it 6 captures. What do you think?
I think this draft got very exciting. Game 4 and Fearless usually delivers, and this is no exception. Akali coming out for Dokla when their backs are still against the wall. They denied the sweep, but the job's not done for the Thieves.
I actually really like this 100 Thieves draft that they've put together, with the caveat if, you know, this flex ends up working out, right? Because as the analyst desk already touched upon, this is something where they used this a lot when Dokla was trading champions with Palafox while they were on RNG, picking up these kind of melee side lane style champs, Yone being one of them. So I am really curious because they have so much setup for it, right? And I love the Jin coming in as their final pick. The Maokai sets up so well with that, in addition to the
The Akali is pretty frequent, like, answer when, you know, trying to play around, but no guarantee on getting a one-on-one matchup with the amount of lane swaps that we have seen. And the wrinkle here, Boal has also taken the Ignite for the extra damage there, for the possible all-in. It does mean you are less mobile game, but
We got a question for everybody in chat. Will 100 Thieves give us Silver Scrape? Yes or no? Spam the chat. Everybody here in the audience, you can shout it out. I feel like the audience is for sure behind the Thieves. No surprise, they are the North American representatives. We are in Dallas, but man, have the Evo Gates pushed them to the limit, and this is an invade, it looks like, onto River right now. He does not see it. He has not gone into the brush. So Desamis, he flashed the wall. Now River Bramble Smash to knock him away and looks to just walk away. But again, the damage was already done. River about half health here, so Desamis will commit to the invade and get that buff.
yeah, I like that, trying to split the map here because they want to do something about this Akali matchup. You know, that has been taken over, and investing your flash at the level 1. If it had been a little bit later and River had used Bramble Smash on the red, then it would have been even better. Yeah. But it's still going to be pretty good for jungle, even though the flash has been invested. As the analyst desk did say this Akali for Dokla. He has definitely used it before and been very successful on it.
River's going for an early gank here, but Samus is actually pathing towards the bottom side, so he'll spot it out. Good timing for Samus. Stopping the play from River. They saw Mirror push all the way up. That could have been big.
Yeah, I think that's more River kind of covering Quid, making sure that Samus isn't going to go in, as we see a little bit of scrapping back and forth from the bot lane. Both supports have already blown their heals previously in order to carry back and forth. But yeah, I mean, I do really like this ball from PvP, as I pointed out, Kobe. It can be a little bit tricky, but if you can set up kind of a safe side of the map for that Gwen, try to pick on our counter matchup, and also, you know, try to keep River from making any sort of early plays like he did in the previous game.
It does pay off. Does mean that bottom lane as well knows that River is going to be kind of forced into these nothing else to do positions as a jungler, because your top quadrant was taken away, and so River has to get a little creative, venturing into some danger zones here, and is going to at least find the Krugs down here for himself. Get some extra yes, and will position him on the bot side. I mean, Ortega says cleanse flash still available, so
Dokla 5 point strike lands. Boal's in some trouble here. No flash available. Remember, he took the ignite for the 1v1, and Dokla gets into a sliver of a health bar. He'll go for some of the wave. One more Q. Solo kill. First blood to Big Dokes.
don't you dare doubt Big Dokes Akali, okay? He gets the counter pick. He gets the solo. There's his record. 5-2 are the champions. Last season was a long time ago, though. Back in 2022 versus Cloud9. And let's take another look at that one, Emily.
I mean, I'm just so happy to see him coming out. We talked about how Ollie is such a great matchup into the Gwen. And I mean, my big thing is, this is the lane. Following him, right? But this is the side that VKS wanted to get ahead. This was the side that's why they went for that jungle invade, right? They wanted to set this map up really well on the top side, and that's completely undone by Dokla.
And we see there Ayla going for an aggressive trade. Morteos and Trimby also having some difficulty here because of the Inara buffs. FBI and Ayla actually have to push in, but Samus is nearby. No barrier on FBI. Flashes are available. Let's see if VKS can find this play. The pillar goes out, but 100 Thieves got far enough away, and they have the wave there. VKS have to call it off.
Yeah, they're calling trailing ground guy here. No overchase. This could get really dicey. I think it's a good call there for VKS to call it off, not overchase. And also nice here for River, because River, after hovering the bot play, he goes over towards mid. He's not stealing the Raptors. He is looking to pressure on this drive.
Flash available, but will be spotted by Samus. Now the pillar goes out. He actually just focus advance forward onto the Trundle. Gets some trigger damage there, as now Miru can't quite help immediately. River's on to Quid. So I'm bound back to safety as River's still sticking around.
Yeah, Q plus Light from Maokai is like guaranteed.
And Ayla's here, level 5. Alistair flash forward for the Pulverize, but now he's prisoned up. Headbutt wall into the wall, but Ayla goes down. Fade Seal doesn't quite land. Quid can't find the highlight play this time. Samus gets another kill.
Oh, the ultimate whiffs there for Quid through the middle. 200 Thieves are down. VKS defend their territory.
Yeah, and as we see Ayla trying to head up here, right? Hits the headbutt, but then they try to collapse on Trimby. Quid is polymorph. They polish off and...
I think that was blind into the brush too. Yeah, there's no ward in that brush, so maybe Quid just assumed everyone would be walking forward and find another play.
Yeah, committing in there with the flash, and then Boal coming down on the Gwen, and they trap them in, defend their territory. Now VKS with some kills in some very important parts for them, the Trundle and the Gwen getting paid.
Yep, and they're now off to a little bit of a gold lead as we see them spawn up here as
gets him to safety. They're going to need Fate Seal, I think, to contest anything that is expected. Maybe in about 10 seconds.
He is moving in just before Grub. On as River oh no, there we go. He hits level 6 now.
TV from Trimby towards the bottom side. Interesting call there, as now they don't have the Lulu near the Grubs, so they just get the 1 and they back off. I guess the call was just deny the 3 from 100 Thieves, but they didn't actually want to commit that kind of play.
Yeah, exactly. So be out of there with the Dokla. Meanwhile, on the kind of wrap around on Dokla. He is just in the remnants of the Shroud, so he does get visible here with Lulu popping up. But yeah, just take away the 1 grub, then out there for BKS. Try and delay the possible. No grub bites will at the very least spawn there.
Dragon still on the table too, so monster slain, but really still towards that. Let's see if they keep stacking that up. Miru is actually doing a really good job of just keeping Quid down in health in this lane. He's also got a little CS advantage, so we wanted to highlight going into the series the mid lane matchup, how exciting it was to see Miru versus Quid. And I think it has delivered for the most part. This time around in game 4, it's Miru getting a slight lead early on.
Yeah, and I mean, if this Rise is able to get any sort of significant advantage, it really gives BKS some extra control in the side lanes, right? We talked about how this composition doesn't really have a lot of hard engage, but they do have abilities to pressure the map should they be able to get that.
And a lot of the lead, like, is the mid play 100 Thieves went for it. Quid tried to follow up and ultimate right down through the middle, and so the guy is had a very, very difficult time after that. The punishment on significant. They're still going to be able to go legendary after dropping out FBI's mid lane. So looks like Ayla is going to
Sorry, that was just impressive from Dokla right there. He uses the protobelt forward just to get the CS, and I thought maybe he was right. He doesn't have ultimate there. He gets the full wave regardless. There's River with the wraparound finisher on the Miru. FBI's in the mid lane. River not spotted currently. Miru now in some trouble. Deadly Forest Roof lands. FBI's got some damage coming in the Nature's Grasp as well with the Realm Warp. Flash. Miru to safety. BKS mid laner gets out of there, but now Ayla looks for a plan to disarm. It's flash out from the Trundle as well. BKS lose a couple of summoner spells.
Yeah, some flash value here for 100 Thieves on their kind of awkward gank at the beginning of it, but ends up getting a bunch of value. The flash is now blown for them. Some possible kill targets for the future. They also have rotated the Yone down to the bottom side into the Gwen, so Dokla up here again is still in the 2v1.
Again, getting aggressive onto Trimby. The ultimate is available now, and the Lulu will use Wild Growth. Dokla has perfect execution of safety. Flash, but the flash ball from Mortheos! Beat of Warfare claimed. BKS is a bot laner with the outplay.
This Thomas comes at the perfect timing here for BKS off the lane, right when 100 Thieves try and go aggressive.
Looking for
Bringing on ultimate now, so they actually have the ability to fight. Ayla could be in some trouble, chasing on by Desamis, but teleport coming in. For answer from Miru. Quid has Fate Seal, but he's in some trouble. The wall immediately locked down, but Polymorph has already been used. Quid, Fate Seal lands this time around with the Q3 double knockup. Quid gets the kill onto Trimby. Ayla will go down. BKS actually hold the line.
1 for 1 there in the end. They're not done though. Quid here trying to come fish around and defend a little bit of the territory. Now, Nova was not involved in this at all. It saved his teleport. So one of the biggest things here is the extra summoner spell. They've got an extra tool to use for cross-map plays. Because probably when the ultimate comes back, going to be a big difference maker there with the teleport ready.
And River's still looking for more action. Miru does not have the flash available. Nature's Grasp is going out very early. Miru's going to get rooted up. River can lock him down for days. And Quid with the damage on the Yone, looking to pick it up, but Miru's just too tanky with the redemption. Quid misses the Q3. Doesn't quite have the damage. Barely gets it. The turret will answer. Quid lands with a sliver, but Miru makes him work for it.
Oh yeah, he missed one of his Qs at the beginning, which made that super easy. In the end, they sacrificed both his flash as well as the life of River there. And
Dokla wants some action too. Yeah, Dokla says, I heard y'all like action, everybody. I'll give you some more. FBI not able to follow up. Morteos does dodge that one, but again, the Inara ultimate use transcend oneself defensively.
And during that roam, you're going to leave some minions down here being pushed into tower. That's a turret plate earned for Boao in the ult for ult trade that Thieves went for on the mid lane. So the Gwen, still stacking up to be a threat, still stacking up some extra money.
Yeah, and we've talked about how actually clutch redemption has been in so many different team fights here, as they do end up, River kind of ends up dying for to save Quid. And I mean, Quid on this Yone, we've talked about how he's usually so comfortable on it. He's looking a little shaky.
Oh, back to live, and Quid getting picked off in the top lane, dove under the turret. Teleport from Dokla's not in time. That was a lightning fast play from BKS.
Yeah, I mean, you could say definitely a little shaky. He's missed a lot of stuff in this game. Ultimate on the previous engage. Then you have the setup for, and then even two used there. One of them that charged up as well. So BKS is getting paid on all sides of the map. More money into the Gwen as well. Another tower plate for them. BKS are getting very rich very quickly.
Yeah, and this kind of, the 100 Thieves came back with that clutch fight around, like right around the Raptor area where Quid did end up with that goal. It actually ended up massive because every single play, even that play where River tries to set it up, they know that that did not work out. It ended up being a 1-1. It actually helped set up for the dive they later executed onto Quid. Cade, once again, kind of like tugging 100 Thieves around the map.
And as we see here, Quid's getting pushed out by Miru. Dragon's coming up in 20 seconds, and everything I know about Dragon setup says that you gotta have the advantage to really take control over it. Quid has not finished an item. Blade of the Ruin King not available on Yone. Miru has picked up 3 kills and finished the Rod of Ages, so BKS can actually have a pretty big advantage, a lot of that from their mid laner, if they want to stop the early objective stacking of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and it allows them to, again, really set up with side lanes. Rise is such a huge cheat sheet for that. So if they want to try to apply some pressure wherever they want in these side lanes, Mirror can set it up.
Mirror's actually getting really aggressive. Did not realize that there were 2 members of the Thieves backing up Quid. Flashes away for the base seal follow-up. Quid doesn't have the damage. Shut down to River as BKS are trying to answer one back. Desamis would subjugate onto Quid. Not enough damage right now, but now River's the focus instead. 100 Thieves lose their jungler, but they trade it back as Quid will pick up the shutdown onto Desamis.
The action continues in the end.
Oh, Morteo jumps forward. Untouchable Shadow gets a lot of distance, but now the curtain calls. Trimby trying to keep his AD carry alive. We've seen FBI bend the bullet before, not today.
End up chasing them out and any sort of follow-up. The VKS kind of looks like they might want to try to get
So now we're back to the top line. I love that you stopped immediately, Emily, because every time we see Dokla, he starts doing something crazy. So far, okay, well, we just needed to wait a few seconds for Wild to actually go forward. Hollow Mist is used. Dokla actually has a window here to maybe go aggressive, but he's taking a lot of damage. Both have completed one item, but Wild feeling really confident.
Yeah, kind of critical down going in that last skirmish on the other side of the map. So it shot down that goalie. This is what people are knowing about them, is they continue to fight their way back to the game. On still being able to win games when they were a couple thousand goals behind and being able to find their big clutch teams when they came to that. Trapping a little bit, now they're just trading for the objective. And they will pick up their exchange for that result. That was grabbed by PKS. Very quickly get turned into this trying to shot you ahead on item spikes. Whereas the dragons are a little bit more
yeah, and we'll see where BKS wants to end up dropping that. As well, just going to be able to get this entire presence on the top side, which gives them even strength. First turret, they already had
up to maybe contest, but Herald, there's 2 more health bar turrets. BKS have the priority around there, and they have the gold lead for the 1,000. So Underthieves get their second extraction, but it's not going to be free for them to just continue to stack these up. Eventually, BKS will get to a point and just hope that they can use these guys to really push them.
Yeah, I think it's really a lot of, okay, how are BKS going to set this snap when Ultimate this in response? Underneath still have a lot of really good setup tools. They do have those side as well, so they can work engage potentially both of them at precision. While kind of trying a little bit back and forth.
Yeah, I think one of the things that have to be most cautious of is not moving all these phase cameras to low range as you can on the lane. They can get them out.
And that's the point of FBI. That's flash needed to be used by the Bees later. Recall used out of Fate Seal in onto the carry. They got him. Morteus CC'd to oblivion.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about with this 100 comp.
Dokla wants some of that action as well, but Bawal's actually winning out on the fight. The Ignite goes down. Dokla, perfect execution safety.
Yeah, I mean, you get the Maokai ultimate from one side, and then the Yone comes in from the other side, 400 Thieves. They get another shutdown. This one onto the Yunara, and
Ayla's flashing in. Big engage under the turrets, but they're going to get another carry. Miru still alive. Quid changes that one fast. The Q3 for the kill. Desamis does get the kill onto FBI, but 100 Thieves did find the mid laner. Now they're looking at the top laner. Bawal in trouble. He jumps back towards Desamis. Ayla headbutts him away. Says, no, we want the Gwen. Quid just can't get the damage. Bawal gets over the wall with the skip and slash. BKS get their top laner out of there.
Was FBI taking tower shots there at the back?
I think he might have. Quid could be in some trouble. Q3's over the pillar, trying to get away. River trying to keep him alive, but the Arc at Judgment will slow him down. Morteus picks up a kill.
River with the